Hey family, so I just did a video a minute ago about, and I'll release that one first. It was about a lesson I learned during waiting to hear back about an acting audition. And I got an added revelation later on today when I was working out, and I decided I want to keep them separate. So this is about that. So while I was working out today, and a lot of times when I work out, I love it. I feel like I get caught up sometimes and I just see things and things come alive to me. Working out is like a relaxing thing for me, and I get revelation and insight sometimes. It's just powerful. So I'm working out today and I'm thinking about more about the how I attach my joy and my peace to the outcome of this audition I just had last week. But as I am thinking about what God had told me, and again, if you want to see more about that, just check out the video about a lesson I learned from God during the audition. And I felt like God took me back to when I was younger, and I saw things that I didn't really pay attention to until today. So when I was younger, I was a church boy. If y'all follow my channel, you know I've been a church boy forever. Everybody thought I was going to be a pastor, evangelist, bishop, something like that. So I was always in church, a real fanatical church boy. Reading my Bible all day, praying, fasting, snotting, casting out demons, Holy Ghost filled, tongue talking, anointing oil, all that. So anyway, I was always there to help people when I was younger. I was always the guy who caught the people when he was about to commit suicide, or caught the guy going down the street with 2 knives in his back pocket, one for his girl, one for the dude she's sleeping with. I'm always the guy to catch them. I'm the guy who they say, if you don't tell me something right now to stop me, I'm about to take these pills and commit suicide. I was always in those spots. I was the guy who saving the marriages. It's people who still married to this day, whose marriages I saved when I was a teenager. So again, I'm not saying this to brag, I'm trying to make a point. So I was always that guy, but it was so weird to me. For the majority of my life when I was younger, I never got credit for that. When they would get up in the testimony service and talk about how God delivered them from this and how God said, they never said, well, William was up with me all night, and while I was crying and snotting about to kill myself or kill somebody else, and William said, they never gave me credit. And I used to be there like, I used to sit back like, dang, what is going on? And it was a phenomenon that would happen all the time. And I felt like today during my workout, God told me, he said, that's because you wanted it so bad. Your relevance, your importance, your significance in life was tied to what people said about you. And that is why you tried so hard to be in those situations and do that. But it also made it to where they didn't ever do that. And some time passed, and what happened is I began to just say, forget it. I got tired of trying to get people to speak up for me, in years of going through that. I just realized it wasn't gonna happen, and I let it go. And I stopped caring. I expected nobody to start speaking up for me, and all of a sudden, everything I did, people was giving me credit. Brother Will did this. Brother Will saved my life. Brother Will saved my marriage. Brother Will did this. Brother Will's the only person that knew I had HIV. He didn't tell nobody. He helped me through that when I thought I was gonna die. It was like, all of a sudden, when I stopped caring about the outcome, when I stopped attaching my relevance, my importance, my joy to somebody giving me credit, all of a sudden they gave me credit. And it was like, this occurred to me today. Now, again, that's something I never really paid attention to until today. So again, another memory came to my mind about with my children. So I got years of, one thing always bothered me about a lot of pastors, not all of them, but a lot of ministers and pastors, is that the church people would love them. The other people that they go and minister to other churches loved them and adored them. But the people at home couldn't stand him. It was the same way with my stepfather. Everybody at church loved him, and on his job, they loved him. You would walk in there and it was like, is this the same guy? Man, he come home and beat the hell out of us. I can't stand you light-skinned bitches, and just horrendous, horrify and terrify my mother and me and my brother. It was like, but outside of the house, the family, his family, they thought to this day they love his dirty draws. He they idol. And I was like, this dude was a horror to us. But it seemed like a lot of times that I've seen that with pastors and ministers. Everybody else loved him, but their own family be like, I don't even want to hear him preach. They think he's full of crap. And I said, I ain't gonna be that way. My wisdom, my knowledge, all the blessings, the knowledge I got is gonna be for my kids, my family first. And so I'm going out my way trying to give my kids wisdom. I'm going out my way trying to get them advice, and I'm pouring into life. Every time I get an opportunity through the slightest text, I'm ready to pour stuff into them. And it was like they rejected it all the time. My kids would never come ask for my advice, for my opinion. They would go through horrible situations, and I would say, why didn't you just ask me? I would have told. It was like, everybody else, people pay me for my advice. That was no exaggeration. People would offer me money. Hey, if you give me an hour, I'll pay you $50. So just sit down and talk to me, or talk to me and my girl. You know, it's like, okay, sure. And so I'm giving it to my kids free. I'm trying to force it on them. They don't want it. And I eventually just said, forget it. And God had told me I was trying to be God in their life. I need to bag up. And I was like, and that was a difficult thing to do because I felt like I was abandoning them. But I decided I'm going to listen to God, and I'm just going to bag up for my kids. And just be there if they need me. Just tell them I love them, and just stop offering my advice. Stop trying to tell them how to live their lives. Let them grow up, get away from me. And as I did that, not expecting them to turn around, I just decided I'm going to be obedient to God. And I realized that I was overbearing and let me bag up. Next thing I know, I look up, my kid's calling me, texting me, Dad, I just need to talk to you. Can I get your advice? I was like, when I release it and I stop trying to push it, it seems like all of a sudden it comes to me. It happens for me. And I think that my first thought was, maybe we repel it. I did another video on my YouTube channel called Are Girls Crazy? Are Women Crazy? I think it said Girls Crazy. But I was talking about how it seemed like when I was looking for love and I wanted a relationship and I'm looking to treat a woman right and to wine her, they didn't want me. They wouldn't return my phone calls. They treated me funny. They act like I was in love with them, and I was just trying to be sweet. I wasn't in love with them, you know what I'm saying? But when I acted like I didn't want no women, I couldn't stand them. Really, I was like, y'all get out my face, y'all. Just like my ex-wife, I don't like her. I don't like y'all. That's how I was back then. And I was rude and mad, disrespectful. I'd hit on them and a girl right next to them, didn't care. And it was like I get both of the girls' numbers. Girls was throwing their panties at me like crazy. Nobody turned me down. It was the craziest thing. The more rude and disrespectful and non-caring I was, the more they wanted me. And I was thinking women crazy. But again, it came to my memory today, and I said, well, maybe I repelled it. Maybe because I want it so bad, they can feel the neediness in it. Maybe my children felt the neediness. Maybe the people I was ministering to felt the neediness. Maybe, you know, the women felt the neediness. And so they were like, they don't want nobody needy. And so they repelled me. But I felt like it might be something different. And again, this came to me today while I was working out. And it was just such a revelation to stop my workout and everything. And I'm not certain of the truth because it's so new and fresh to me. So I kind of want to ask your opinion on what you think. I ask you to pray about it, you know, see what you think about it. But I wonder if what it is that our subconscious manifests things for us. And so whether it's our subconscious or God, regardless, but I did a video about unconditional love, and maybe God is like, I just give you what you want. And it's not based off of whether it's good or bad. I'm not judging it. I'm just giving you what you want. And my pastor, Reggie R. Lane in Detroit, used to say, he said, you don't get what you desire. You get what you focus on. So what we focus on, if I'm focusing on, man, I need a woman, I need a relationship, I need love, then my subconscious or God, whoever is giving these things to me, because God could just give us that creative ability where we could do it on our own, or it could be coming straight from God. Either way, it's relevant. I think my point is still valid, is that it's unconditionally not deciding and not judging whether it's good or bad for us. It's saying that's what he's focusing on. That is what he's looking. So he's focusing on his need, his lack, his want. So let me give him more need, lack, want. When I wanted validation from people giving me credit, and I needed it and wanted it so bad, they never gave it to me. When I said I don't care no more, all of a sudden, because I wanted that validation, I needed it so bad, they never gave it to me. Why? Because I focused on my need for it, my want for it. So my subconscious or God just gave me more want and need. When I needed so bad and desired so bad for my children to come and get the wisdom that I stored up on purpose for them, that I want to give them, that I'm longing to pour into their lives to help them to be better and more successful in life than I was. Because I got that need so much, that desire so strong, and that is what I'm focusing on, then that is what God gave me. That is what the universe, that is what my subconscious gave me more of, what I was focusing on. When I decided, I'm just going to love them, somebody else will minister to life, I'm just going to trust they're going to just be fine. When I had an attitude of release and peace, They all of a sudden came to me. They were drawn to me because I was in a state of release and peace. Instead of, again, like I said, this is new to me. It just came to me today. I felt like it just came up in my spirit. And I feel, even the more I talk about it, I feel like it's being confirmed in my own spirit. Like, yeah, that's it. It's not so much we repel it. And maybe it's a combination of both. But I think it's more we pull to us what we're focusing on. And so if it's negative, it's just like you see a girl that's always saying all men are dogs. And all she focuses, that's all she get is bad dudes. A woman who say men are wonderful. She always get along with every dude she ever dated. Exes she ain't been with, and ex-husbands she ain't been with in 30 years, loving her to death and be right there if she need them. What you pour to you what you thinking about, what you focusing on. Maybe all of us do that, and that's something to think about. If that's true, then we need to release. Just like me trying to get a role and focusing on my whole happiness and joy attached to whether I get the role or not, stuff like that. Because I want it so bad, maybe I push it away, and maybe that's something that we need to think about. But if I let it go and realize my joy is inside of me and is with me everywhere I go, whether I get it or not, maybe I open up more doors or more roles will come. Let's see, because I'm sure I'm going to try it. This is new. So let's see what happens. All right, y'all have a blessed day. Share this video with somebody it might bless. If you like the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe. If you're a returning guest and haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? It's free. Have a wonderful day.